Welcome back to Movie Car Madness. Today, we're talking 10 awesome facts about one of the most famous Mustangs ever to hit the big screen, Eleanor, from Gone in 60 Seconds, 2000. This 1967 Shelby GT500 inspired beast wasn't just another muscle car. It became an instant icon, redefining the Mustang's legacy in Hollywood and beyond. And it all started with a team of expert builders, a legendary designer, and a whole lot of movie magic. Number 1. Eleanor wasn't just one car, she was 11. To bring Eleanor to life, the production team at Cinema Vehicle Services, CVS, built not one, but 11 custom Mustangs, each designed for different roles. Some were made for high-speed chase scenes, others were reinforced for stunt work, and a handful were hero cars, built purely for close-up shots of Eleanor in all her glory. None of them started as a real Shelby GT500. Every Eleanor you see in the film began life as a standard 1967 Mustang Fastback, sourced from private sellers, classic car brokers, and even salvage yards from across the country. That means no actual Shelby GT500s were sacrificed for the film, something that probably makes Mustang purists breathe a little easier. Then Eleanor wasn't just built, she was designed. Legendary car builder Chip Foose was brought in to give Eleanor her distinct look. Foose didn't physically build the cars, but his conceptual work shaped Eleanor's aggressive, modernized design, making her stand out from any other Mustang on the road. Number 2. What was under Eleanor's hood? All right, car lovers, let's talk power. You might think Eleanor was rocking a legendary 427 Racing V8 or even a 428 Cobra Jet, just like the real 67 Shelby GT500. But nope. Instead, the movie cars were actually running the 351 Windsor small block V8. Let's be clear, this wasn't a downgrade. The 351 Windsor was a proven performer, and with the right tuning, it could deliver serious muscle. And that's exactly what the builders did. Performance upgrades pushed Eleanor's horsepower up to around 400 horsepower. That's a serious jump over a stock 67 Mustang, making her more than capable of burning rubber on screen. Power was sent through a tough-as-nails 4-speed manual top-loader transmission, keeping things old school for the hero cars. Some stunt cars actually had automatic transmissions to make the high-speed chase sequences smoother for stunt drivers. And, of course, we can't forget that now iconic "Go Baby Go" nitrous button on the shifter. In the film, it's the ultimate high-stakes moment. Memphis hits the switch and Eleanor launches forward. But in reality, the nitrous systems in the movie cars were all movie magic. However, some of the screen-used Eleanors were later converted to real nitrous systems by their post-production owners because who wouldn't want that extra boost in real life? Number 3. The real Shelby GT500. A Mustang legend. Now, while Eleanor stole the spotlight in Gone in 60 Seconds, let's talk about the real deal, the 1967 Shelby GT500. The GT500 was the top performance Mustang of its time. Instead of a small block engine like its little brother, the GT350, the GT500 packed a massive 428 cubic inch Police Interceptor V8, a beast of an engine designed for torque, power, and high-speed dominance. Despite common myths, Shelby never offered a factory 427-powered GT500. That's right. If you've ever heard someone claim they had a stock 427 GT500, they're either misinformed or, well, exaggerating. The only GT500 to ever get a 427 was the legendary GT500 Super Snake, a one-off prototype built to showcase what this Mustang could truly do. Carroll Shelby himself pushed it to 170 miles per hour in testing. The car was so ridiculously fast that Shelby considered putting it into production, but then realized the price tag would have been more than that of a Corvette. So in classic Shelby fashion, he scrapped the idea and kept it a one-off. Today, a well-documented 1967 Shelby GT500 will fetch up to $300,000 at auction. But that's nothing compared to what happened in 2019 when the GT500 Super Snake hit the auction block at Mecum Auctions and sold for a mind-blowing $2.2 million. That sale made it the third most expensive Mustang ever sold publicly, right behind Steve McQueen's Bullitt Mustang, which went for an insane $3.4 million. So while Eleanor might be the Hollywood star, the real Shelby GT500 is the one with the racing DNA, the Shelby magic, and the price tag to prove it. Number 4, transforming a classic Mustang into Eleanor. Turning a standard 67 Mustang Fastback into the iconic Eleanor wasn't just a simple paint job. It was an extensive transformation that involved custom bodywork, performance upgrades, and meticulous attention to detail. The first step, strip the car down to bare metal. The team at CVS sourced donor 1967 Mustang Fastbacks, none of which were actual Shelby GT500s, by the way, and restored any structural or cosmetic issues. From there, it was time to bring Eleanor to life. The design started with Chip Foose's concept drawings, which gave the car an edgier, more modern twist on the classic Shelby look. To make it happen, CVS installed a completely custom fiberglass body kit featuring a sculpted front fascia with an extended nose for that mean, low-slung look. Integrated PIAA driving lights, adding to Eleanor's signature glare. A hood scoop that screamed muscle and performance. Flared rocker panels and functional side scoops, a nod to Shelby styling. A custom ducktail spoiler, tying it all together with a sleek rear-end design. And of course, the pepper gray metallic paint job with black racing stripes. A color combo that has now become synonymous with Eleanor, making it instantly recognizable. Inside the Mustang's cabin was given a full makeover to match the high-octane persona of the car. That meant racing seats to keep the driver locked in during chase scenes, custom gauges and sport steering wheel to elevate the driving experience, and of course, the now legendary Go Baby Go shifter knob, complete with a prop nitrous button, even though it wasn't functional during filming. And for the stunt cars, the modifications went even further, with full roll cages to protect the stunt drivers as they pushed Eleanor to her absolute limits. Number 5, the infamous Jump Eleanor. All right, folks, this jump still haunts car fans and moviegoers to this day. This scene should have been one of the most exhilarating moments of the entire movie. Instead, we got a CGI disaster that looked more like a cutscene from a PlayStation 2 game. For many of us, especially fans of the original 1974 Gone in 60 Seconds, this was a huge letdown. To put it in perspective, the original Gone in 60 Seconds was all about real car stunts. No special effects, no shortcuts, just pure high-action speed. So when the 2000 remake gave us this digital abomination, it felt like a slap in the face. But before we write this scene off entirely, here's something you might not know. 2 real jumps were actually performed for this sequence. The first real stunt was the Holler truck bed jump, where Eleanor takes off from a car carrier ramp. It wasn't a high-speed stunt, but it was practical, using a cushioned landing pad made of stacked cardboard boxes to preserve the car for another take. The second real jump was much more intense. A stunt driver set Eleanor airborne at a much higher speed, landing hard onto the pavement. The impact was brutal. It busted the chassis and veered straight into a concrete median, totally wrecking the stunt car. So, why didn't they use the real stunt footage? Well, the landing was so rough that the car was basically undrivable afterward. Instead of rolling with it and making it part of the action, the filmmakers adopted for CGI, smoothing out the jump with cartoon physics that made Eleanor look like she was weightless. And that's why the final cut of the film looks like, well, like this. In the end, this moment could have been legendary, but instead, it became one of the biggest missed opportunities in car movie history. Number 7, Eleanor changed the Mustang modding game forever. Eleanor wasn't just a movie car. She became a movement. Before Gone in 60 Seconds hit theaters, the 1967 Shelby GT500 was already a respected classic. But it wasn't exactly the first choice for muscle car enthusiasts looking for a resto mod project. But when Eleanor came flying onto the big screen with her aggressive body kit, racing stripes, and modern muscle car attitude, she reshaped the classic Mustang landscape overnight. Suddenly, everybody wanted their own Eleanor-style resto mod. Shops specializing in classic Mustang restorations couldn't keep up with demand. Builders and hobbyists around the world scrambled to recreate Eleanor's flared stance, sculpted front end, and functional side scoops. Aftermarket suppliers produced replica body kits, custom wheels, and interior components to help Mustang fans bring their own versions of Eleanor to life. Eleanor didn't just drive up the prices of original 67 Shelbys. She completely shifted the mindset of the restoration and modding community. This wasn't just about keeping a classic Mustang stock anymore. It was about modernizing a legend. Number 8. Eleanor's surviving Mustangs. Where are they now? What happens to legendary movie cars once the cameras stop rolling? Well, for most of the Eleanor Mustangs, the answer is destruction. Out of the dozen Eleanor Mustangs built by CVS, only 3 are known to have survived in relatively intact condition. That means the vast majority were either completely totaled or left so battered they were no longer recognizable. The same Eleanor that Nicolas Cage drove the most on screen survived and went up for auction in 2013 at Mecum Auctions. And let's just say, bidding got intense. The final price? $1 million. That's right, this Eleanor wasn't just a movie prop, it became a priceless piece of pop culture. And if you think that's impressive, another Eleanor replica, not even screen used, but built by CVS after the movie, sold for $440,000 at Barrett-Jackson in 2023. Just goes to show, even tribute cars with the Eleanor DNA are worth serious cash. Number 9. The official Eleanor replicas. So you want your own Eleanor? Well, you don't need to steal 50 cars in one night to get one, but it's going to cost you a lot. Since the release of Gone in 60 Seconds, demand for Eleanor exploded, and a few companies managed to lock down the official rights to build licensed Eleanor replicas, the most well-known, Fusion Motor Company. And let's be clear, these aren't some quick slap-together builds. They take a 1967 Mustang fastback donor car and transform it into a screen-accurate, road-ready Eleanor. These cars don't just look the part, they've got the power to match. We're talking a Ford Performance 427 cubic inch V8, upgraded suspension, performance disc brakes, and modernized interior comforts. And yes, if you're feeling extra crazy, you can tweak the horsepower to go beyond the standard 500. But if you want one of these beauties, be ready to drop some serious cash. These official Eleanor replicas start at $200,000, and if you start adding custom specs, that price climbs fast. So, if you're a Gone in 60 Seconds superfan, owning an Eleanor isn't just about having a car. It's about owning a piece of movie car history. Number 10. Owning Eleanor, miniature style. All right, so maybe you don't have $200,000 to drop on a full-sized Eleanor replica. But maybe there's a way to bring Eleanor into your garage without breaking the bank. Over the years, the 67 Eleanor Mustang has become one of the most sought-after die-cast models out there. And trust me, collectors take this stuff very seriously. The 1:8 scale die-cast model by Cobra Shelby Collectibles is a masterpiece, but good luck finding one. Since they're no longer being produced, collectors are paying over $250 on eBay just to get their hands on one. But if you're looking for something more affordable, Greenlight Collectibles make 1/18 scale Eleanor models that still look incredible and cost a fraction of the price, usually around $75. So whether you're a collector, a model building pro, or just want a small piece of Eleanor magic sitting on your desk, there's an option for everyone. And that's a wrap on the legend of Eleanor. From Hollywood's most famous car chase to a multi-million-dollar collector's item, this Mustang is more than just a car. It's an icon. Which movie car should we cover next? Let us know in the comments. Hit subscribe, and don't forget, when the light turns green, go, baby, go.